Okay, sit yourself onto your left. Not onto your left, sorry. That's the other type of yoga, what I'm talking about. Come onto your... Have a blanket underneath yourself so you've got some comfort. Have a couple of blocks for underneath your feet and a bolster for underneath your knees. Cover yourself up. Make sure that you're going to be warm all the way through your session, because being cold is not relaxing, and this is all about relaxing. So just get yourself onto your mat with your bolster underneath your knees, blocks underneath your feet, underneath the backs of the ankles anyway, and then just adjust until you feel like you are comfortable. So this first position is always really lovely, isn't it? Just the opportunity to release into the ground. The sensation of relaxation. Perhaps we've been holding off all day, and now we can finally just let the body relax. Feel as though the body spreads across the floor like a puddle stretching across the pavement. If you're not comfortable, then adjust until you are. Soften into the ground. Release the muscles of your arms and your legs. And let the body, the physical body, become heavy. Make any necessary adjustments and allow yourself to become heavy on the floor. Allow the legs to sink into the floor, into the bolster, into the blocks. Just let the legs relax into the floor. Draw your attention into the soles of the feet, so that the soles of the feet become tingly with consciousness. Draw your attention into the soles of your feet and then consciously relax the soles of your feet. Draw your attention into the soles of your feet and allow them to relax with your out breath. Draw your attention into the tops of the feet and the shins and allow them to tingle with sensation. And then release the feet and the shins into the floor. Relax the legs into the floor, let the shins sink into the backs of the calves, let the kneecaps relax. Let the fronts of the thighs sink into the backs of the thighs. Draw your attention into the pelvis and the abdomen and the chest. Allow those regions to sink into the floor. Relaxing the chest and the torso and the hips and the tops of the legs. Relax the chest and the shoulders and the arms, the upper arms and the forearms and the wrists. Just a little bit at a time, allow the body to completely release into the floor with the out-breath, using the out-breath as the catalyst to relaxation. Just allowing your energy to recoup moment by moment, enjoying sensations of the pose and the feeling of the physical body. Use each subsequent exhalation to release a little more. Let the arms relax into the floor. Let the backs of the hands relax into the floor. Soften the neck. Soften the throat. Feel that you can and give yourself permission to relax. Just dwell and luxuriate in this opportunity to do very little. Just soften the neck, soften the throat, soften the tongue, and soften the eyes, the area around the eyes. Soften the throat and the neck, and soften around the face. Listening to your breath. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, and bend your knees. Bring your feet onto the bolster. Have the feet apart and your knees together. And then very gently roll over onto your right side. Stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg. Come back into seating. Sitting for a moment. Just observing how your energy has changed. Okay, and then open your eyes. We're going to do our mountain pose, our mountain brook pose. So unfold your blanket once, so it's kind of this wider blanket, and then fold it in half down the kind of, so you got this kind of short, slightly fatter blanket. Move the blocks from underneath your feet, and then bring the bolster underneath your knees again, and then guide yourself down onto blanket. It's just supporting the shoulder blade, so your head will roll back a little, and then rest your hands on the floor just above your head. If your head rolls back significantly, then you can always put something underneath your head if it feels uncomfortable. So the blanket underneath the shoulder blades, just really opening up the chest, opening up the armpit region. So as you know, as we progress into the sequence, I'll speak less and less so that you're focusing on your pose rather than having to listen. Okay, release your arms, just bring your arms just down, rest your elbows on the floor. And then bend your knees, bring your knees together, and then just roll over onto your side, onto your right side. And then stretch out the top leg, and then come into a little cross legs. I've had quite a tiring day. I just dropped off a little bit there. I think you might have heard me snore for a moment. So yeah, it's good to just have that little moment of quietness, isn't it? So take the blanket away and get your bolster. Have your bolster, and we're going to put that into a little ramp, a little kind of gentle ramp, just so that it's kind of suitable to kind of lean back into. So make sure it's kind of feeling secure and comfortable. And then we're just going to have the feet together and the knees apart, and then we're just going to guide ourselves down onto the bolster. Now, if the bolster feels like your head is rolling back on the bolster, then get the blanket and then put the blanket underneath your head. So just make sure you're warm again. So make sure that the covers are kind of holding you in position. Just guide yourself down. Make sure that your head doesn't roll back. So have a blanket underneath. Close your eyes. So this butterfly pose or supported Supta Baddha Konasana is a really nice way to just help revive the energy that the previous pose helps to also revive. So I'm quite tired today. I don't know why actually. I slept pretty well, but sometimes you just have those quiet days. I don't think I've ever fallen asleep before in these classes, so maybe I just needed that, but it's good. It's just all about relaxation. Observe how your breath feels different in this pose. Remember, if it's uncomfortable, just adjust until it's not uncomfortable. Stay on the left, but just stretch your legs out. Just let your legs relax in a straight line. So this is our heart pose. Again, just a good energizing pose. The chest and the heart area are open. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Okay, push your hands into the floor. Bring yourself up into a seated position. Just have the hands on your knees. Observe how your energy has changed. Okay, we're going to do a really nice quietening pose. It's really good if you've had a bit of a busy or stressful day. Do the legs up the wall pose. So get your bolster and then bring it up against the wall, and we're going to stretch our legs up the wall. You might want a belt for this as well, so if you've got a belt, then have that, and then you're just going to slip that over your legs once you're up. It's easier to do that once you're up. So have it in a loop, and then you don't necessarily need the belt around your legs. It does help to quieten the pose though. So you're going to sit on the bolster, and then you roll yourself over onto your back so that your legs are stretching up the wall. Then you can slip the belt on, just tie the tops of the shins together, and again you might want to just put the blanket around your feet so that it drapes down, and then just adjust until you feel like you are comfortable, and then just like the same shape as the mountain brook pose at the beginning, earlier on. Just have your arms over your head on the floor. Just bend your elbows, let your arms rest just above the head, resting on the floor. So breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath, enjoying this sensation of inversion. It's really good for the immune system. It's really good for quietening the brain. So you shouldn't stay too long upside down if you're on a period, or if you have got high or low blood pressure that isn't being controlled with medication. If any of those things apply, or if you've got eye or ear infections, it's not great to go upside down as well. So if any of those things apply to you, just stay. You can stay for a little longer, but then roll back down onto the floor and just bring yourself back into the basic relaxation pose that we began with. Bolster underneath the knees, folded blanket underneath the head. Let the legs rest into the belt. Okay, bend your knees. Just if you can slip the belt off, then just slip that off your legs. And then gently roll onto your side. Just bring the feet onto the floor. And then don't be too quick to sit up, because it can make you feel a bit dizzy to go upside down and then the right way up too quickly. Just observe your energy. And then get your folded blanket just back for your head, bolster underneath your knees, and then we'll finish in the way that we began with our basic relaxation pose, our Shavasana, supported Shavasana with the bolster underneath the knees, folded blanket underneath the head. This time you can do it without the blocks underneath your feet. And just allow yourself to release into the floor. Just let the body become heavy on the ground. Unhook the muscles of the arms and the legs so that the body becomes heavy, and the sensation of energetic lightness radiates from the bones and into the muscles. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness from the bones and into the muscles and into the organs, into the limbs and into the top of the head. To disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, and then bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster, have your feet apart and your knees together. Just rest in your lower back into the floor. And then roll onto your right side. Stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Come into cross legs with your hands in the Namaste, a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice. A good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the relaxation poses bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin forwards and down to make contact with the chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created around the heart area. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Just bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb, just a gesture of wisdom, peacefulness, and physical intelligence that we can bring into our evening. And raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open, and focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel like you've really revived yourself. If you were a little tired beforehand, maybe you feel a little less tired. If you were a little stressed before, maybe you feel a little less stressed. So thank you very much for joining me.